I would be blessed if you appreciate us. Welcome to this episode of Tan Lee Theory. I will doing a fan fiction right now on what if AHSOKA trained Mara Jade. And if Mara Jade Skywalker, Mara Jade, the original character in the Star Wars expanded universe of Legends, the girl that married Luke Skywalker, that was Vader's Emperor's hand, or Vader's assassin, but then turned to the light side of the Force. What if she fell in love with Galen Marek, STARKILLER from The Force Unleashed? It's always good to do stories that are different, What if Galen Marek loved Mara Jade instead of Juno Eclipse? And here we go. STARKILLER, Galen Marek from The Force Unleashed, and Mara Jade are really powerful Force users, more powerful than most Jedi and Sith. I think it would be a phenomenal idea if they paired up and they became a couple, because of the power dynamic. Imagine if the child of Galen Marek, STARKILLER, and Mara Jade became a Jedi in Luke's new Jedi Order. Imagine how powerful they would be. They would literally decimate probably Kyle Katarn, because Kyle Katarn is not really coming from a powerful parent of the Force. They are both Vader's slash Anakin's. They are both Vader's assassin and Vader's apprentices. So to have Vader assassins meet each other, it would only provide them with more experience. It's been 5 weeks after the fall of Jedi. A baby sits on Coruscant. A young woman dressed very dark approaches the baby. The baby was detained by Coruscant clone troopers. This young woman quickly grabbed the baby, sensing its Force presence. Using mind trips on the troopers, she walked so fast it seems like she was gliding through the streets of Coruscant. She was cloaked and wearing a respirator mask. She had to walk over 10 miles to reach a point in the Republic, now Empire, where there were no troopers within proximity. Using an ARC 170, she flew to Dantooine and landed on a very distant city. Taking off her heavy disguise, she had to wear this disguise to survive Order 66. Order 66 made all clone troopers turn on their Jedi generals. The face of Ahsoka Tano appeared. She had decided to pick up Force sensitives that were detained by the Empire. This baby would be the baby named Mara Jade. Extremely high midi-chlorian count, she radiated light side energy. Mara Jade and 8 other Force sensitives, comprising of Padawans and Knights. Jedi Knight Busari Leroy said, "This baby is so strong. This baby could sense my feelings, and she could rebuild the Jedi Order." The other Padawan, Pansik Kaveen, another male Force user, said if she were to turn to the dark side, she could destroy us all. Male Jedi Knight, who seemed to be really tall, said she certainly is not as powerful as Anakin Skywalker, the therefore chosen one, General Skywalker of the Clone Wars, who seemed to take risks and never get fatigued. But the Jedi Order 66 survivors would live on Dantooine for 5 more years. It would be a simple life in a calm city. By the time Mara Jade was 7, she would already levitate huge objects. AHSOKA would travel to Corellia for business opportunities. The band of Jedi followed. AHSOKA would then open up a successful diner without anyone knowing that she was a Jedi. AHSOKA became well off and used her profit from her diner to customize ships and paint ships for Coruscant Elite. Mara Jade would be enlisted in the flying schools and become top student. It would not be until stormtroopers arrive on the planet and Mara Jade would be 14. Mara Jade is already 14 years old and powerful in the Force. She could use the lightsaber really well, training when away from civilians, of course. And she's hiding 7 miles away from the band of Order 66 survivors. AHSOKA would be at her diner when 10 stormtroopers, accompanied by Sith apprentice Barriss Offee, would sit at the diner. Barriss Offee would sense the presence of AHSOKA, and this would turn bad. This would turn in AHSOKA being questioned and taken out of the diner for identity check. AHSOKA would mind trick the stormtroopers, and it would just be Barriss and AHSOKA. Barriss would ask if she was the apprentice that left the Order, and AHSOKA would say, "Not anything to say about it, I have." This would turn in AHSOKA jumping over a building, and Barriss noticing the Force power. Barriss Offee would intervene and force pull her back. Then AHSOKA would decide it was time to convince her old friend to not be in the dark side. AHSOKA would say, "Barriss, it's not too late. I knew that the Jedi did not appreciate us, but we could still survive together." Barriss said,
I'm no Jedi. I'm becoming a Sith, as I have always should have done. AHSOKA would know that there was pain being a Jedi. Please don't bring fear among the galaxy. Barriss and Catholic would say, this is what the Sith want me to do. The Sith are more power. I shall follow them.
Barriss would ask,
AHSOKA says, you don't have to be a Jedi. You could be a grey Jedi and not follow the Jedi. And still use the dark side but not bring fear. Barriss says, it's too late. I'm an Inquisitor. Vader would discard me if I were to join you. AHSOKA says, come with me. We will find the Jedi who survived and be free of the darkness. Barriss Offee would join AHSOKA. 2 Jedi Order 66 survivors working together to rebuild the Jedi Order that they once followed. Why serve a monstrous machine when you could serve next to your old friend? The dark side is not a pathway to many abilities that some consider to be natural. It's a disease.
It's 5 BBY. AHSOKA would create a new rebellion. Vader had a new apprentice, Starkiller. The young teenage Starkiller would be conflicted between the dark and the light and be searching for Barriss as she was missing. Starkiller trained since a child with Vader, found Barriss on this planet, but he never ever heard stories of the Jedi. Just that they're evil and would encounter Mara Jade. They would fall in love. Mara Jade would travel with Starkiller along the village. Starkiller would be with Mara all the time. Like, they would literally fall in love. Mara Jade falling in love with Starkiller from The Force Unleashed, until he finds out she wants to be a Jedi. Mara broke AHSOKA's rule that she can never tell anyone that she wants to be a Jedi or reveal Jedi training. But this would not stop Starkiller at all. He loved Mara and would leave the dark side for her. Starkiller still made meetings with Vader and still did the missions that Vader assigned and trained with Vader, but forced himself to go on missions he didn't desire. It was not natural. He did not want to go on with Vader. He just did it because it was part of the mandate. Mara Jade would introduce the crew of Star Wars Order 66 survivors to Starkiller, someone who has huge intentions to become a light side user, a Jedi. Starkiller was training to become a Jedi. He despised the dark monstrous machine that he served like a slave every day, doing his bidding. The 11 Jedi would travel to homeworld of the rebellion, Alderaan, and be greeted by the leader of the rebellion, who recognized AHSOKA. AHSOKA and Bail Organa would speak about old days. This would lead Organa contacting Obi-Wan and Yoda that a trusted Jedi survived. AHSOKA will go to Tatooine to see Obi-Wan. This would lead Obi-Wan to bring Luke to AHSOKA and let him travel the galaxy. Luke, Barriss, AHSOKA, Starkiller, and Mara Jade would realize that Vader was on Yavin 4, taking back the Death Star plans. This would lead AHSOKA to face Vader. AHSOKA would question who Vader was. Vader, knowing AHSOKA, would reveal that he was once her master, and that revenge is not the Jedi way. Anakin Skywalker was weak. I destroyed him. Vader and AHSOKA would battle, while Luke was protecting the rebels from Imperial stormtroopers. AHSOKA was heartbroken that this dark, monstrous machine was her master, Anakin Skywalker, hero of the Clone Wars, and the most powerful Jedi to live. Luke was protecting the rebels from Imperial stormtroopers. Vader would have the upper hand and would cut off AHSOKA's arm. This would cause Luke to come out and face the dark figure. Luke would say that you killed my father, and Vader and Luke would speak when a rebel called out the name Skywalker. That was a name Vader had not heard in a long time. A long time. And Luke Skywalker would say, Obi-Wan told me enough. He told me you killed him. And then Vader would reveal, no, I am your father. Search your feelings, you know it to be true. Luke, you can destroy the Emperor. He has foreseen this. It is your destiny. Join me, and we can rule the galaxy as father and son. He would tell Luke and Ahsoka to join him to destroy the Emperor. Son and apprentice of Anakin Skywalker would join together to defeat the man that lied to him, that Padme died while having birth, and that his children was never born, when in reality he has two twins, Luke and Leia. He felt like he could trust Luke and Ahsoka way more than the Emperor. Luke, Leia, and Ahsoka would be incredible hope for Vader. Vader is so emotional, literally in tears, would take off his mask and see Ahsoka, his own Padawan, and see his son with his own eyes. Vader, Luke, and Ahsoka would leave the rebels. After spending time with Luke, Vader decided that he was no longer Sith or Jedi. Ahsoka and Vader would argue time to time. Their relationship would be very unpleasant. Vader would fix his body. Luke would provide Bacta tanks for Vader to recover and rest from damages. Vader in the Bacta tank would feel more clear and see his future. In the Bacta tank, Qui-Gon spoke to Vader. "You have took the Jedi, but there's still good in you." Vader would meditate, and Qui-Gon would speak more, saying that Palpatine had manipulated you, and that he had spoke to Master Kenobi about his fears. And he should have spoke to Master Kenobi about his fears, and that the Council would still accept his children into the Jedi Order, especially since he was the chosen one. After a couple months of being in the Bacta, Vader, now Anakin, recovered with his hair growing back, given realistic prosthetic legs. He looked similar to before, but with a combination of black and silver hair. He would apologize to Luke, Ahsoka, and the rebellion. Luke was 21 and had become quite powerful. The three would face the Emperor, and the Emperor, shocked at seeing Anakin's recovered body, was filled with anger. Palpatine would be filled with anger and hatred. Palpatine would send lightning to Luke Skywalker, and Anakin protect Luke. He protects Luke with all his might. He has lost everything. He has lost his wife. He lost the Jedi Order. He lost his mother, and he would not let Palpatine take his own son. Palpatine ignites two dual lightsabers, and there will be a massive battle between Father, Son, and the Emperor. Anakin was almost as powerful as Palpatine, but Palpatine will be stronger, while Ahsoka would be on the side. Anakin can defeat Palpatine. Palpatine would have Anakin constantly tired. This light side Anakin would not be as powerful as Vader. Anakin started remembering Padme. This would fuel Anakin to duel twice as hard. Anakin started picking up speed. Anakin force pushed Palpatine, then Palpatine sprinted behind Ahsoka, and Palpatine cut off her other arm. So Ahsoka would need two cybernetic arms, two prosthetic arms. Ahsoka's saber would fall to the floor with her hand still holding the lightsaber. Ahsoka, to protect her arm, she would cover her cloak towards her stump, and it was really traumatic for her. Anakin pushed Palpatine even stronger. Anakin remembering what the Sith do to him. Anakin's eyes turned white. This was the prophecy. Qui-Gon Force Ghost made him see an incredible farsight. Palpatine sent 250 stormtroopers, death troopers, royal guards, incinerator troopers, jump troopers to fire, but Anakin deflected every shot with relative ease. He deflected every single shot so easily. This was the true nature of the Force. This was Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one. Anakin at this point was almost a god. Palpatine was on the ground watching his apprentice so powerful. Palpatine was on the ground because his old apprentice, force pushed him so hard, he was semi-unconscious. Palpatine sended the most powerful Force lightning and sent bricks towards Vader, but he choked Palpatine. Vader choked Palpatine until he had no more life yet. Palpatine, filled with hate and Sith anger, tried to remain strong and powerful, but collapsed, could not handle the power of the Chosen One. Soon after, Anakin's hair soon started to grow, and his face seemed youthful again. Ahsoka would have two cybernetic arms that was below the elbow. As an amputee, she would need to relearn how to harness her connection to the Force. And Anakin eventually had limb transplants. Luke and Galen Marek, Mara Jade would become the next generation of powerful Force users. Anakin, Ahsoka, and Luke would train the next Jedi, and Anakin was the most powerful user ever. His silhouette would come with great energy that would change the weather of the planet, and be able to control rebel fleets from several planets away. This was the prophecy. The whole prophecy has become fulfilled. Luke fell in love with AHSOKA. They had more powerful Force children than you could possibly imagine. Their children were so powerful in the Force. And it was like amazing. If you enjoy my Star Wars fan fiction, please give this a like, comment, and subscribe. You need to like and comment. We need to help end negativity and racism and prejudice. This is Tan Lee Theory, the theory of Tan Lee, signing off. And remember, the Force will be with you, always.